Okay, David, another common question that you get is in regard to diagnostics. Why can you go some places and get a free diagnostic, and when they come here, they have to pay for a diagnostic? Some people think that's not fair.
Well, that is because there's a misunderstanding about diagnostics. People nowadays believe, you just hook up the scan tool, it gives you a code, and you automatically know what's wrong. Certain auto parts stores have promoted this, and they'll actually give you a printout of the options of what's wrong with your car. Unfortunately, once you see somebody who's come in and replaced all those things they said were options and still hasn't fixed their car, they understand why it's not free. But a lot of people think, well, it should be free, and part of it is that we have to spend good money on different diagnostic equipment. For some examples, I've got this pad here that has different Japanese cars on it that have different diagnostics, and it has an interface that will do like factory level scanning, where it will scan not just the engine but the transmission, the ABS, body modules, things like that. And I've got this one here that does European stuff, and will actually go in, and you can go into, like, for instance, BMW. Okay, let's take us time, but you can go into it, and it will do exact specific for each model. Not to mention that it will also flash the all of the control modules on there, bring everything completely up to date. Something that is kind of important. People forget about nowadays, the software being flashable on their cars. But the big part of the matter is that a lot of times, if you're going to diagnose something, if you have the right answer to fix the car, it will literally take you as long, and in some cases longer, than it does to actually do the repair. So there's a lot of people that play smoke and mirrors games where they tell you, oh, diagnosis is free if you get the repair done here, but the truth is then they just have to bundle that time they spent on that diagnosis into the repair. Personally, I just assume be upfront with you and tell you this is how much it'll cost to diagnose it, and then we can tell you how much it costs to repair it. Okay. Seems a little more clear to me.
So under that scenario, though, I in essence could actually get a better deal, because you've already told me it's going to be 1 hour to diagnose it, and in some cases it may be more complicated than that. You could spend more time than that. So there is a risk there for you.
There is a risk there for us. And some of it, we do have to occasionally call somebody out and say, look, we need some additional diagnosis time, because you do have multiple things going on here. They're not just one problem. And so, yeah, there are going to be times when we may have to charge more than that initial diagnosis time, but we'll call you before we do that. Versus, there's also, on that initial hour there, it's like, yeah, sometimes we get it, we know the answer in 30 minutes, sometimes, an hour and a half, but it gets us in the ballpark for most problems.